music is energy. And I get caught up in something, to me, oh, this is going to sound terribly corny, but to me, music is an act of worship. It's an act of devotion. I mean, you search and you search and you find something, you know, and you know, I do think each piece gets a little better. At least I hope so, you know. However, I don't know, I don't want to be defensive, but can I say that if people come to my music with a willing ear, you know, with an open ear, I find it generally means something to them. I thought all of you, I mean, this was just a reaction, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I thought all of you were very moved by Blind Man's Cry, for instance, which was a very early piece. But I just have the feeling, also, I must say, my big enemies have been, for the most part, opera impresarios, because they don't like to go to a lot of work, you know, and my music is not easy, for the most part. But every last performance of every opera of mine that's been performed since 1980 has been completely sold out. So it must mean something to somebody out there. Sometimes not the first performances, you know, I'm ashamed to say, because marketing is not something I'm very good at. I could have learned a lot from some of the people who were talking during the last couple of days, I think. But nevertheless, I don't think you can worry. Life is too important to worry about being accessible, I think. You know, I mean, I think that's even true. The people who have made changes in jazz, or the people who have done vital work in jazz, are people I know who are totally immersed in what they're doing. And they're doing the most advanced kind of things that they can. I don't know how that applies to pop music, but I've always suspected that something like that is true. I know Irving Berlin, as a songwriter, always worked on the very forefront of his own particular sensibility. And I think that's what's important, you know, to have a sense of adventure and a love and a joy in what you're doing. I don't care what it is. You know, I don't care whether it's, you know, I don't know, rock and roll or Central European rock and roll, or Come to Jesus in whole notes, or, you know, or some, you know, or computer music or whatever, you know. If you yourself are totally committed to it and are enjoying it and are having a vital adventure in terms of musical materials, and somehow are working on the forefront of your sensibility, whatever it is, that quality of genuineness is what makes good music. And there's only good music and bad music.
That's one of the underpinning philosophies for allowing everyone to pursue, and they typically will migrate from one extreme to the other, or gradually over the course of 4 years. But instead of making templates for them to follow made of stone, they're more like made of sand.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think you're doing a wonderful job.
Some of the students, it's amazing to see that no one's ever allowed them to enjoy what they enjoy. No one ever said, okay, start there, but be absolutely devoted to it. And past music teachers, high school teachers, would keep their music as that other music, and now we're doing our music, which is the best. So they got this rebellious phenomenon going on. That their love is just so disconnected from their academic rigor that the two grow at different rates. Well, we don't start with that wall. What happens is that they're suddenly forced to prove themselves in that thing they claim to love. And usually, if it's a short-lived love affair, then they evolve upward or sideways. But it's one of the things we have chosen in the beginning of this program is to say that there is no right or wrong notes, but there's also no right or wrong style. It simply must ascend to some attempt at quality that is undeniably present. But of course, that's quite a lofty goal.
Yeah.
But it's something that I think that many schools, many traditions have feared to tread upon, because a style that may be fine with me, it may not be comfortable with somebody else, but that could be the opposite. The student may actually be the master of a topic or a style which I'm inept in. And then how do you collectively have a teacher-student relationship or peer relationships? That certainly opens up the door for students to be more teachers to each other as well.
Mhm.
Because things that are more intuitive, maybe even generational, are difficult to comment on or be involved in if they don't necessarily trust your insights as well.
Yeah,
So that's one of the reasons I think we have so much freedom. But it also comes at a price.
Well, I have to say that you have to keep your ears open to all kinds of music and to all kinds of possibilities. I mean, some things may not be for you, you know. In listening, well, I mean, getting back to your question, in a way, listening to the piece for solo sing cat number 2, I really don't like that very much. I don't think it's very good, you know. And, I mean, but it was something that I wanted to do at the time and work with, and you can see how some of the materials I worked with in that piece became parts of the mass, became parts of pieces that I thought were much better. You know, and so you have to, you know, just be alive and just keep trying things. Just be open to every kind of musical experience that you can. The more musical experience you have, the better off you are, whatever it is, and however you do it. I think it's important to have the feeling of performing, you know. I think it's also very, very important to you know, try some of the things that Richard is talking about this morning, you know, to experiment. 'Cause maybe that'll stimulate you to you may not do anything with it, but it may, for instance, give you an idea as to how to change or somehow vary the beat behind a pop record. Who knows? You know?